Okay, hope you can see my screen. Just a quick introduction of whatever we have covered till last classes. So the season started with the basic of data. We have started the data introduction and all, and after that we learned SQL for next week. The SQL means structured query language on top of data, relational database. So that thing we have learned on top of a particular database that is called MySQL DB. So that is more or less covered. Hopefully you have quick understanding how SQL thing works and all those stuffs. And today, after that we have learned something called BI, that is business intelligence. In BI, we are able to learn why the data engineers are required and what are the, what the tables are required. Just like in relational database, we learned what are the tables and how to create the tables, how to load data into the tables. And over there, which purpose we need to do all those stuffs, that is for basic things or creation of the tables in data warehouse or data marts. Okay, we have the tables, we should be having the tables at the source system, but we should have to load the same table at the target site. Source system, that is not meaningful data, but through ETL we will need to load the tables from source system to the target. Target means the data warehouse or data mart, and that should be meaningful data. That table should be having meaningful data over there so that the visualization team can set up proper relationship between proper keys and all between the tables, and a data modeling can be established. Okay, so in the business intelligence, we also learned how a fact table is working, how a dimension table is working, and how the joint things can be occurred between fact and dimension. So when our fact and dimensions tables are determined and built, that can be easily displayable by charts and graphs by the visualization team. So this is the entire flow. Okay, so now we'll be learning Python over here. So Python, how Python can be used as a data engineer tool? This is the question. So Python is a programming language. Of course, we know all these things. We know that statement actually. Just like Java is a programming language, but from data engineering perspective, how that is required. So Python is a huge language. There are lots of things we can do, just like image processing. We can do by Python. Lots of editing we can do by Python. File reading, file related handling stuffs we can complete by Python. There are lots of applications are available as well. But over here, as a data engineers, we will be using Python, especially not the basic Python. We will be using one of the Python module that is called Pandas. This should be using, we can transfer some of the Python data structure to just like tabular data, that is called data frame. It looks like as a table. Okay, and then we can manipulate the data, the same thing whatever we have done in SQL, we can do the same kind of stuffs in Python as well. We can do the aggregation thing on top of table, we can do some order by thing, we can do lots of operation. Even the visualization tool, whatever we are using as a visualization tool, we can do the same kind of stuffs by Python as well. Not exactly the same, or not exactly not minutely you can do that thing, but that is also possible for some of the Python libraries. Even Pandas can do that. Matplotlib is one of the uh, Matplotlib is one of the particular library as well that can be used over there. Okay, so those things are understandable if I'm not wrong. Let me know if there is any stuck point, whatever I'm telling over here. And one more thing. So I have mentioned the ETL tool, extract, transform, loading. Okay. So that means extract the data from the source system, transform the data. Transform the data means we have to clean the data. We have to transfer the data, whatever we are receiving from the source side. Okay. And we need to load the same data into another database. That is the target database. That is called the data warehouse, where The data scientist can see the data, data analyst can see the data and manipulate the data. The visualization team can see the data, and on top of that data, they can create charts and graphs. So there are various downstream application on top of whatever data team will build the data in data warehouse. On top of that, there should be lots of downstream application. Ultimately, the same downstream application is helpful for the business to take their business decision, so that the revenue or their next quarter strategy, everything can be improved. Okay. So this is the overall idea. And now the statement I'll be just going to give. So Python will be learning as well as a ETL tool. Okay. So at the end of the Python chapters, we'll be learning how Python can be useful as a ETL tool. We can show Python can take some source data. Source data can be meaningful or meaningless data. So it will pick up some meaningless data from different source system. Maybe it's a database, maybe it's a flat file. So at the end of this Python course, we'll be learning Python as the ETL tool. It will be picking up data from ETL. It will be transforming it, and it will be loading the same thing in a data warehouse, in a target system. Okay. We'll be learning the same topic. Okay, so today is just Python introduction. It's not a big class. I mean, introduction perspective, it's not on data and all. So I think you almost have some of the experience in Python. If not, then that kind of things is helpful. So Python is a programming language. It's object-oriented language. Okay. So where you can download Python, if you are totally new with Python, then you need to install the software at your system. It's not a big software. So just go to this particular link and you should be getting the latest link. I'm just pasting the same thing in chat. Python.org. Over there. Okay, go to downloads. Okay, Python, the latest version of Python is 3.11, 3.11.3. So just download it and install your machine. Installation is very simple. There's not much more thing you need to do. Okay. And there is one more installation is required. Just let me finish it. So if you have already installed, I mean, if you do not have anything for Python, there are, I mean, several things, just like nowadays Anacondas, I mean, those kind of stuffs are already been available over there. If you install Anacondas, then you can find Python is already available, as well some some IDE on top of which you can program the thing, program the Python codes and all. So that should be also available inside the installation package. But as a basic, we are learning the things from the basic perspective. So then you just need to install that interpreter itself. So whatever we are downloading, it's a interpreter. So if we just install this interpreter, this file, it will be working as an interpreter. So I'll be typing the high level language of Python. Okay, let me just show you the next topic. Okay, so whatever we'll be typing for the Python, it should be high level command. So, but the machine will not understand the thing. So that's why I'm installing this interpreter, and that is the downloadable file. That is the file. Okay, whatever I'm downloading from here, whatever I have installed it over here. So if in your machine, if the Python is installed over there, just type Python. Okay, so it will be showing you which version of Python has been installed in your machine. So Python is there. So Python interpreter is there. So you just have to think in this way. This is the interpreter, whatever I have installed. So I just put the high level language on top of that. The interpreter will interpret the language to machine level language, and the machine will understand the language, that command, and it can help us with the compute power and give us the proper output. Okay, so this is the one we are installing over here. Okay, so if we are successfully able to download the Python and install it, we can able to get Python. So, but Python is available over here and we can put our code over here as well. So if any code is required to be run, we can run it over here, but this is not a good practice. That's why I'll be recommending you to install one IDE to run your, to execute your Python code. Okay, we can run the Python code over here. Just like the first Python code, we can just put print hello world. Okay, so this kind of output we can get. But if this is a big, that particular thing can be a big programming, maybe lots of lines are there for Python. Then we can do one more thing. Let me show you the thing. So let's put your command, just like the same thing is there. Let me put something over here in Notepad. Okay, the command just like this way, print hello world. I'm just putting the same thing over here, or that should be a big programming language or anything. So while saving it, save it in a name and put the name, save it as extension name .py. Okay, just like the same. I have just saved the same thing. It new .py. Py is the extension name for Python file. Okay. Okay. So the particular file name is new and the extension name is py. If I just am going to edit it, you can get the, okay, edit with ID. 1 second. Yeah, how to like there is a simple edit option. Just trying to search it. Okay, fine. I have just typed the same thing. Let me just copy the path itself. Copy as path means it's total. Entire path has been copied over here. Okay. So I'm just opening the same. So I'm typing Python again and putting this py file name to be executed. Okay. I think I can eliminate this. Uh, okay. Let me put that. But comma. Let me check whether it's working. Yeah. So you can see. Okay. In that Python file, it's hello world. Print hello world was written over there. So I'm just executing the same thing. Python and calling the same file over here. Okay. So it's new py, and it's returning hello world over there. So this way we can also execute. We can write lots of lines over there as a Python code, and we can execute the same, and we can get this kind of output over here itself. So this way we can also run the Python code, but this is not a good way if we are just learning the thing over there at the beginners, as well as we are doing some trial and error method while doing the code practices and all. That time we need to take some IDE. Okay, so over here we can use a particular IDE called PyCharm. Okay, so it's a JetBrains tool over here. It's very popular. So I'll be recommending you to install the same thing at your own system, at your local. Okay, those are the things we already learned in last classes. 2PI. Okay, let me just comment this thing. So this is in the particular IDE should be looking like this. And if we are creating any .py file, we can open in this manner. There are several tabs having each of the codes. Okay, so just like I am just doing the same thing, print hello world again over here, put some command. Okay, this kind of symbols and all to just identify. And over here, while executing the thing, just select whatever tab is available over here. Just select that one, test 2. I'll be just executing test 2 and execute it. So the thing should be looking like the output should be given us over here. Okay, so the Python interpreter, whatever it's been it will be interpreting this thing. But how to install that stuffs? Let me show you. Go to this page, go to this link quickly at your site. Okay. So do not need to install professional version. It will be having some issue. Just it should be having 30 days trial as well. So just go to this link and download the community edition. Okay, .exe and install it. Okay, and there is one more thing. So you have already installed Python interpreter. Now you have installed PyCharm. This is the ID. Now just you need to point this PyCharm. The proper interpreter need to be tagged. Maybe you have multiple interpreters available for Python. Maybe 3.9, 3.10, 3.11. So which interpreter you will be working over here? So that you need to choose over here. Okay. Just try to install it. Then I'll be showing you this thing. Okay. It's very simple. All the interpreters should be available, but you just need to choose one of the interpreter to work it over here. So this is the entire stuff or entire setup. So I have just selected my only one interpreter, that is Python 3.10. So it is been shown over here. Python 3.10, 3.10. Okay. Any doubt till now? So this is a basic, very much basic and introductory class for all of you. If any stuck point or any point to be asked, kindly hold me and ask me questions. But I'll be waiting for the things to be installed and I'll be just going ahead with more coding practices tomorrow. Some basic ideas I'll be just going to show you on top of data types. I'll be just putting some commands, Python variables. Okay, let me just show you what are the different data types Python should be having. So integer, I think as per the name you can have what is integer, float, boolean, string, list, tuple, set, and dictionary. So the last four, list, tuple, set, dictionary, even if we can just take string as well, those are different data structure. And we that should be having collection of multiple data. Okay. So on top of this list, tuple, those are very much important as per the data engineer. So we will be learning later how to convert a list to a data frame. From a list, we can create a table itself. Okay, that thing will be learned later. But while learning those four data types, maybe in tomorrow's session, list, tuple, set, dictionary, just try to check it properly, because the same thing should be required in each and every steps while doing the pandas and all, especially the list one, list and dictionary. Okay. Let's just go into the PyCharm once more time. As we are aware that there are lots of integer. Okay. In the next topic, there are variable as well. Okay. Let me just give some introductory thing on top of. Okay. What is integer? So if we just declare one particular any non-fractional thing, just like 6, I have put 6 over here. Okay. So 6 is an integer. So how to check data type of each of the object over here? So just like type. Type is a inbuilt function in Python. Okay, let me print the same thing. Print type 6. Okay, so I can find the output. It's integer data type. So each of the data type, there is a blueprint. How to define? I mean, 6 is a data type of integer. So that thing is been defined at the backend. A class is there called integer, int. Okay. So over there, it's been properly defined what is called integer. So if I just want to make any calculation over here, suppose 6 by 7. Okay. I'm just typing the same thing over here. It's float because 6 by 7, it's not a, I mean, it should be a fractional thing. Okay. So Python, I mean, if you are using C or any other languages, we have to define uh, a integer earlier. I mean, 6 is an integer, 7 is an integer, int 6, int 7 over here, we do not have to define in this manner. So if we are just putting the value, it should be understanding what particular integer, what particular data type I'm putting over here. Okay. So this kind of integer and integer operation should be available. So it should be returning, can be float, can be integer as well, based on the operation we are doing and based on the output. So Python is having the ability to transfer the output in from integer to float. But if I'm just going to do the same thing by a string, suppose A, okay, A is a string, then I will be getting an error because it's not possible actually 6 by A. The algebraic operation is possible. 6 by A is possible for algebraic thing, but in the basics manner, A is a string over here. Okay, but 6 by A it's not possible because this operation integer by string, they will be throwing an error. If I just paste 6, I mean eliminate 6, then we can get it's a string. Okay, we can do the same kind of stuffs by storing the thing in variable. So in each of the object, we can store the things a variable. Suppose var equals 6. So I can print the type var. Okay, its class is integer. Okay. So okay, and two or three, I mean one or two more important things, important stuffs I just want to mention. In Python, Python is a case sensitive language. We have learned SQL. We learned there that SQL is not a case sensitive language. When putting any keyword from the SQL, we are not mentioning the data. Data is different. But if we are just putting any syntax, in the syntax, if it is a keyword of SQL or SQL, then we can see that that particular topic, I mean that particular thing is it's, I mean we can put any uppercase or lowercase as well. Just like we can put select S as cap or S as small. There will be no issue. Okay. But over here, type is a inbuilt function or print is a inbuilt function. If I just put it in caps, print, then I can get an error. So they will not be understandable what is print. Okay, so this is one of the main difference. I mean, we need to be more careful while learning Python. We need to put exactly the same case what is there in the Python interpreter. What is the inbuilt function? We need to know the same thing and we need to use the same thing. One more important topic over here, we are using IDE. So IDE has the capability to show, just like this. I have just typed it over here. I can get just like in Microsoft Word or anything. If we are printing any wrong word or anything, it will be showing us the hint. Just like in this manner, a red color underline is there. So it will be showing us it's an error. Even over here, I can also see this kind of symbol that we have one error, two warnings. As of now, no need to check the warnings, just check the error. So if I just eliminate capital P, small p, I can see the red color is vanished from here and here. And even while putting the thing, I'm just typing print PR. Okay, then it will be showing us what are the different things. Just like f is a function over here. So print function. So it's just like the artificial intelligence. What kind of things I can type to put? It will be helping me with the hint. Okay. So this kind of things is very much helpful. If we are a beginner, what kind of methods I'm going to use, what kind of inbuilt function I'm going to use. So it will be showing us, the ID will be showing us over here as per a hint. Okay. So this is an important topic to mention over here. Okay. Now variable, a string, integer, float, boolean, it's same boolean, it's boolean value may be true and false. So suppose where I'm just using true. Okay. So boolean should be having only two data, either true or false. But when assigning true or false, for true t should be always caps, and for false f should be always caps. If I just put f as small, then it should be taking as a character data type or string data type. Okay, so just use t as caps or f as false if you are using any boolean data type in any location. So print the same. The class is boolean. Okay. So this kind of stuff is there. And I mean, when okay, we can see in later chapters the usage of each of the data types. And one more thing, just I want to mention quickly. Yeah. So variable, we can do whatever calculation we are doing over here, the same thing we can do in variable portion. Just like I'm just putting var1 equal var into 4. Okay. Now I'm printing var1, not printing the type. Type we are ever the thing. So var is 4, var1 I'm going to multiply var by 4, that is 4 cross 4, it should be 16. Now I'm just going to print only var1. So it should be 16. So this kind of calculation we can do over here. It can be strop of string, it can be any other. So var is 4, var1, it's another variable I'm assigning after calculating this one. Okay. Similar kind of stuff you can do string while declaring string. String is this data type str. Okay. It can be a single character in cat. It can be multiple collections of character. So while declaring a string, we need to put the open quote and close quote. It should be single quote as well as double quote. Anything. So assign any value, just like I was telling true over there. Okay. So I'm eliminating this thing. There'll be no issue. I can put this thing as well. Where? So it should be throwing us this output. Okay. Over here, true is not a boolean. It's a string because I'm enclosing this thing in a string. Okay. Enclosing this thing in a code. Okay. That is the thing. If we do not put the thing in a code, it should be throwing us error. The declaration is wrong over here. Okay. So this is very minimal thing. I hope you have that understanding, or you can get it. If not, kindly, ask me, please. Okay. I hope there is no stuck point. So today we'll be going at some more depth, especially this 4 data type. list, tuple, set, dictionary. So list and tuple I'll be choosing earliest session. So after completion of the same, we'll be starting set and dictionary. So after that Python variables, I just mentioned the thing. We can assign those kind of things in variables. We can do the calculation inside the variables and assign the new value inside another variables. That is possible. Okay. So this is the thing that I have just planned for today's session. Any stuck point? There is nothing to learn for today. I'll be giving you some time to install the softwares at your system, because when we'll be learning from tomorrow's session, the different data types and all with some new methods, new inbuilt functions, then we can parallelly do the same thing at your own way at your system too. So please install those two software to learn the Python, and let's connect tomorrow again with the more depth. Any stuck point for today's session from anyone? Any issue to learn? Nothing?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
As I told you yesterday that tomorrow I will not be able to join the class. So can you please share that class videos by tomorrow?
Uh, you were talking about tomorrow's session, correct? Or
Yes.
all the sessions, all the
No,
previous sessions?
only the tomorrow session.
Yeah, tomorrow when the recording will be done, I can give
Okay.
you the thing in the next class. Okay.
Okay,
I mean,
will you share it in the WhatsApp group?
I'll be sharing over here in the Zoom meeting itself.
Okay, for the next class. Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. First of all, actually, I just used to hand over this video to the admins, just
Mhm.
like Lohit, Upendra, and they are used to upload the same thing in some YouTube channels. But not sure. I'm not sure whether they are keeping it properly or syncing it. So I'll be just requesting them again to give you the proper link so that you can got it
Oh,
from there. If not, then I can provide my. I'm saving it my OneDrive, so I'll be
okay.
giving my OneDrive link so that you can directly take it and download it. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, yeah. Tomorrow it should be totally, basics on top of list. Those
Okay.
four data type, but this is very much important while learning pandas and all. We can get the application of lists and all. Maybe this can be very basics for tomorrow's classes as well, but list is very much important, believe me. So in each of the aspects of data engineering, list can be used. Okay, it's a collection of data, just like array, but those can be very much useful. How we can transfer a single array to a tabular structure. That thing will be learned at the end of the classes, but the basic thing will be covering in tomorrow's session for list, tuples, and the other topics. Okay, then let's connect tomorrow. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.